Hey, what the hell?
Didn't know that was possible.
Me neither. Today I learned.
It's just the sort of thing that rreav would know.
Spent a lot of time in custom game just to try new jumps.
Yeah. Looks like players are ready.
I did give them the heads up, the signal to go. And Tron says hacker. So, does look like we're gonna jump into this game. And yeah, let's start with rreav, since it's his map pick.
It's one of the rockets. Ooh, that rocket went so close to s1aY, just singeing the hair off his head. And rreav will get himself the sniper. Needs to make sure he doesn't need to combo though, and s1aY has been so sneaky. And rreav might have just fallen into the trap, but he's whipped out the link gun.
Does decent damage here, but they're
both players
extremely even right now. Exactly even actually. And of course, s1aY knows that rreav is waiting for this angle, and he's trying to clear the angle before he makes this jump. But he can just grab this health bubbles, and now he does. And now it should be a safe take, except for a headshot. And he does get the headshot. Oh my god, Jesus!
That was a full like 15 seconds of waiting, but s1aY might.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
But now s1aY did an insane amount of damage, and he does get himself that 150 shield belt. So,
and a nice combo by rreav there. We'll push s1aY back a bit. You know, I was just about to say when rreav hit that outrageous shot that I think he's been waiting for too long. And s1aY actually will equalize, and because of that big delay on the 100 armor, it's going to give s1aY perfect position to just take it.
But rreav has so much confidence in his headshot ability. You saw it in the hype video already. He really does look for these headshots, and he aims for them at certain scenarios also. And I really do think that he had an angle here, waiting to hit that headshot. Of course, you need some luck, but he does hit a lot of them.
Yeah, you know, he makes his own luck. Probably one of the best headshot players, actually. His sniper aim is very stable. But at the moment, s1aY in a great position, although rreav actually has got himself onto his belt. A bit of a mistime by s1aY.
But he does need to find the dodge there. He doesn't want to make it, and that does give s1aY this 150 armor. However, rreav did in turn a lot of damage, and the stacks are back to even, guys. This is an extremely close game, at least for now. Let's hope it stays that way. s1aY now sneaking around. And
rreav hitting a nice shot. That belt is completely gone. And a third! rreav's sniper's on fire today, and he just finishes off with the flak.
And can I get some flak emotes in the chat, guys? Because we love the flak on this channel. And rreav is just waiting. Baiting out this shock.
And it works to perfection. A lot of patient play by rreav already. Though he hasn't noticed s1aY's behind him. So s1aY will have an opportunity to escape. And rreav's just gonna sit on this belt. Wise move, doesn't want to go too aggressive this early stage of the game.
Ooh, but what happened there?
Oh, it's gone.
s1aY just took an extremely amount of damage. I don't even know what happened. Did he get headshotted?
Dunno.
I think he might have.
It's all burst damage this game. rreav stopping to bio bug.
I agree.
Oh, it must have been a bio.
See it. I did not see it. Anyway,
that's a pretty insane thing to do if you're s1aY. Just charge the bio, lob it towards the belt, and I guess he got a direct hit.
Yeah, but it was not visible on the game. But rreav has to try to stay focused and not let him get affected too much by this bio bug, because that would be bad for him.
The rocket bounce is nice, and he's actually pushed s1aY back. All the armor's coming up right now, so essentially a full map reset. Whoever can get on.
s1aY actually does go down.
And hits a a shot ball unintentionally. Was just spamming it out there to deny some space, and it ends up colliding with rreav, which is gonna, you know, it's those little bits of damage they add up throughout the game.
Let's actually switch to s1aY, which now got his first shield belt in a while. Of course, he did take it earlier, but then as soon as he did, took an extraordinary amount of damage. But now he's sitting at 100, 150, definitely a stack you want to be at. And he does have all the important weapons also.
These dodge combos working out well for s1aY. Ooh, nearly hits that sniper.
Ooh, risky move here, but he does make it work. Nearly got hit by that flak ball.
Yeah, I like this move, just deny the 100, and that gives him so much space to play with. Although that missed jump does hurt, but the combo lineup was so just quick thinking from s1aY, really. You
could tell that he was just waiting for the dodge sound, and as soon as he heard it, he was ready to hit that combo.
But rreav, the sneaky bastard, got himself onto the belt.
Ooh, nice movement there by rreav, completely dodging those triple rockets.
And now he's done so much damage. s1aY actually putting out the shock, risky move, hits 2, about as good as he could hope for.
Actually gets a pretty good spawn here with the rockets. He could maybe get the kill here, but rreav, oh! Really nice link damage, and then followed up by some snipe shot, and now he looks like he gets another kill. Let's switch back to rreav.
See, I don't think s1aY's been playing worse than rreav this game, but he's just been unable to get the momentum off those, off his kills, whereas rreav is chaining them together at the moment. Going so aggressive, these primaries are really nice, and now he's got this position on the health. I'm just going to keep top. Smart move by rreav.
Ooh, and he missed that 100 armor because he knew that 150 shield would be up, and he did not want to take the risk of taking the 100 armor, even if it was just a 0.5 second delay. He still didn't trust it.
And this was perfect weapon choice by rreav.
Very
s1aY
nice.
Stuck on that sniper.
Of course, known for his link ability. Has insane tracking.
Yeah, that's the benefit of playing on 85 FOV. And that combo was beautiful. s1aY going straight into it. rreav is just looking so confident right now.
And I think what s1aY has to do right now is just try to slow this game down. Maybe accept that perhaps you lost this one. And maybe he can take this time to just, you know, reset his mental a bit. Like, obviously there were some extremely close calls in some fights this map. And now s1aY just has to, you know, try to relax, try to keep his head in the game for the next map. Because I do think that this map is very hard to win now for s1aY.
Yeah, 7 frags, 2.5 minutes is a tall order, especially against rreav, who is one of those players that he knows when to go defensive. It's been pretty aggressive this game, actually, but he can absolutely switch that off on a moment's notice. One of the best players at running down the clock as well.
Yeah, and it's exactly what he's doing now. He knows that he does not have to force anything, and he's just sitting around covering the angles, and he knows that s1aY also does not have a shock rifle yet, and he just took it away, and there you go. It's
combos are so clean.
Very nice combo.
It's nice to see because you wouldn't typically associate rreav with the sort of prediction combo style game, but it's really working out for him today. s1aY perhaps will want to mix in a few movement tricks and maybe stand still for a couple of seconds every now and then next game if he recognises how well rreav's combos are going for him. And there will be the GG. I think s1aY just wanted to move around, loosen up in those last couple of minutes.
Yeah, and I think that the score doesn't really do justice to this game. Yeah, rreav did a lot better at the end there, but it still was an extremely close game. Remember, I was saying that it was tied up and the stacks were completely even. This was the first 5 minutes or so until rreav just completely took control and won a few fights by just taking 0 damage with some excellent prediction combos. But before that, it was a very tight game. So this series is still, I think, very much alive for the next map, which is, of course, the map pick of s1aY. And it will be Leah. Still a bit surprised about that, actually. But apparently, rreav did ban deck and erase, so I think he did some nice banning against s1aY in particular, because I'm sure he's a great deck player, because of course he's a UT1 player also, s1aY is. And of course on the race he had that insane headshot run in the group stages, so do not want to face him there.
Right, players are ready, kicking it off quickly.
And let's start with with s1aY here.
3, 2, 1.
We'll take the sniper. If I was s1aY in this position, I'd be wary of rreav. He's one of those players that will just randomly sometimes rush you off the start of the game with Link and get a free kill. He's certainly done that to me once or twice. But I think the early damage from s1aY will push him back. And a bit of a passive game right now. rreav sitting on top of this armor and the shock. I would imagine those primaries are going to force s1aY back, but he goes in for another peek. That's risky, and it might have wasted.
Ooh, but hits that nice rocket. If he can get the HP, what he can't. I think you're right. He stayed a bit too long with that extra peek at the end. He just wanted to do a little bit more damage, but instead it bit him in the ass there. And rreav does get the first kill.
Ooh, big combo from s1aY. Not enough to knock rreav down though, but s1aY's coming around the corner, and rreav runs out of ammo. That's surely built for s1aY.
Oh my god! And s1aY now in a really good position here. He can take away this shock. And if he does some extra damage here, that would be huge.
He's pushing, but rreav's got enough guns to defend himself, and he did get that 100 armor. Especially now with that rocket.
Ooh. Oh, that nearly misses. And rreav now goes aggressive.
Oh, this could still go either way. Especially after that hit from s1aY. rreav, confident. And the Link is just so good from him. And this 100 is up. What a massive combo from s1aY.
And let's actually go to s1aY right now. He just takes this 100 armor. And yeah, maybe you're right, Soul. Maybe it was a misrec, but I think it was just a miss. I think it went through him. However, game again is tied up, but rreav did take that 150 belt, so bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, completely uncontested. In fact, I think s1aY normally go in for a bit of damage, but rreav hits a sniper, goes in with the flak, but s1aY will defend himself. rreav wisely taking that 100 armor. His stack is pretty strong right now.
Oh, but he gets surprised there, some flak. But he does hit some nice primary here. Triple shock. And rreav is still going in with the flak. He's doing decent damage here.
But s1aY's actually done a lot to him. That was like a good 200 damage. rreav unable to connect with those flaks. It was a nice move, but good to see that he knows exactly when he needs to back away, because he couldn't have stayed longer, and that was nice.
But rreav now hitting triple shock himself, and it's another nice sniper there through the windows.
And perfect position on this belt, and will do so much damage to s1aY on the drop down.
But maybe for a second I thought he did give up that 100, but 150, but he hit a nice rocket on the lift. Of course, you're being very predictable when you take that lift, and it's always an easy shot.
Oh, now rreav is just so comfortable right now. s1aY rushed with the enforcer, not a move he would normally do. I think he had a timing error on the belt and didn't realize that rreav had actually picked it up by the time he got around the corner. And that will lose him the next 100 armor as well. And now rreav is in such a comfortable position. It's 4 points up. This is a lead you can hold for quite a while on this map, especially if you're hitting combos like that and just force s1aY onto the lower into the smaller items on the map.
Slay surviving with 1 HP there, but did decent damage. But it's always such a big risk if you're not in a position to get that 100 armor. And now you might lose both. And actually, I'm looking at rreav's point of view now. And he will take this 150 belt. And now we're at a 5 frag lead for rreav. Definitely a strong start to the playoffs.
Slay going aggressive.
And deals a lot of damage here, but now I feel like, I feel like this is kind of the story of this matchup so far. Like, Slay keeps doing a tremendous amount of damage every fight, but then goes for that little extra peak, little extra damage that just in the end kills him. And it started like that with the snipe in the beginning, and now he does it again. And I think against a player like rreav that will punish you heavily for these mistakes, I don't think you have to be a little bit more careful.
rreav's just got a vice grip on this map right now. Gets back everything 100 with the perfect amount of time to take it, and look, he's positioned himself nicely for this belt. And Slay, he's just not getting in at any of these items. This is a really solid control game from rreav.
And a little link-on-link action here.
Abusing his stack advantage. And if you're going to take a link fight with someone, you better hope that either you massively out-aim them or you outstack them. And in that case, Slay did neither. rreav just looking so confident. 8 frags up with only... Oh my god! I mean, that just about speaks to how comfortable rreav is feeling this game. And Slay's just not getting an opportunity to get back into the game.
Yeah, and as you say that, as you mentioned, rreav definitely looks extremely comfortable on this map, and also last map. I have to say, he played excellent. However, Slay does seem he's a bit off still. Maybe he didn't get to warm up. Maybe he's just, you know, still a bit tired from work. Who knows, but he's not playing his absolute best game yet, and I hope for his sake that he will find it in the loser's bracket, because that's what it's kind of looking like at the moment. As rreav stacks up to 178 HP, it's gonna be hard to crack the stack.
Oh, and nearly a big 180 spawn frag combo there from rreav, but decided not to pop the ball. But he's just running the map to perfection at the moment. If you check out the armors, he's had 1100 armors and Slay's had 1. I've never seen a disparity this big between these two players before.
Yeah, and it definitely does look like rreav is extremely comfortable with these armor changes. I think it definitely benefits his style a lot.
But even so, like, you look at the damage and it's not, and there's the GG, but the damage is not, there's not a huge difference there. I just think rreav, when he took those fights, he always had something to back off onto. And so even if he only just won the fight on like 30 or 40 HP, he always had that 100 armor and that HP, or the 50 and the HP, just waiting for him, because he just took the fight at the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
And Slay, I think, everything Slay tried, it wasn't working for him. You saw him try and break rreav's cycle by rushing him with the link. And he did so much damage, but he couldn't get that last bit, and
it
couldn't get himself into the game.
It honestly looked like that rreav just was super prepared for this matchup, and he felt extremely comfortable against Slay, and it felt like he was just always aware of what Slay was wanted to do in this game, and every time he just punished him with shock combos as he tried to jump in with the link. Of course, Slay very known for his link, and rreav definitely also known for his link. So both players link players. However, if you know what's gonna happen, then you run into a combo like that, it's, you know, pretty easy for the person that shoots the combo to kill you. Especially if you go in like that and keep doing these extra peaks, you know. I think at some points in the game, Slay was hitting some really nice shots, and then he should have just backed off and taken that as a win, you know, and then restart, work on his stack, work on getting some armor, perhaps. You know, take that fight as a win. And you don't always have to kill your opponent to win a fight, you know. You can just deal a lot of damage, and a lot of times s1aY did. But then he kept going for these extra peaks, and that's exactly what got him killed, I feel like.
Yeah, I think s1aY is a player that he's prepared to take those small risks, but in this game, rreav just punished him every time. Every single time. Even right at the beginning when s1aY took that one literal half a second extra peek with the sniper was enough to get rreav the first kill.